having a really good start to their week. So I'm maybe a couple minutes earlier than I said I would be tonight, but I was able to get my son down, and now I'm excited to be here with all of you. I actually feel like my energy going up when I get ready to do these chats with you guys. So just lets you know that I love doing this. I love hanging out with you guys. I love talking about topics that actually help move us forward and help advance us. And that's what I want to talk to you guys tonight about. So lately we've been talking about being an explorer in your own life. And just recently I've had an opportunity to actually become an explorer in my own life again. I mean, I have been an explorer in my own life for probably as long as I can possibly remember, but definitely much more deeply since I hired my first coach, then joined a mastermind, and then joined the mastermind for the second time. And I've just really given myself the space and the opportunity to really understand what makes me tick. And for those of you who have watched some of my lives before or seen some of my messages before, I really don't think it's that we don't know. I think it's that we've just forgotten. So we've just forgotten what it's like to live freely, to march to the beat of our own drum is the analogy that comes to mind. And as a result, the moment that we give ourselves the chance to go deeper and do this work, and it's not always pleasant, let me tell you. There have been quite some experiences where I've managed to feel pretty sick and have bad headaches and just the whole 9 yards. I mean, there's physical symptoms that come with sort of doing this work as well, which can make it really challenging and makes you want to give up if you don't have the right kind of support. But as I've become an explorer in my own life, I've really started to understand that I do very well when I have space. So I've started meditating. I have been doing a prosperity/abundance meditation. I completed day 31 today of 40, and I may keep going after that. I started a Kundalini yoga meditation. It's about 5 minutes long, but holy Moses, it is quite the 5 minutes. You just feel like incredible afterwards. And in addition to that, I also do more of like a traditional meditation where you sit and kind of either quiet down or have some kind of meditation music or something like that, kind of to have your brain focus on that. And one of the things that I've realized is that literally what we desire, if we're open to it, comes to us pretty much instantly. And I want to give you guys an example of this because I've heard a lot of these kinds of stories in the past, and I'm always like, how does that even work? So you've heard what I've been doing. You've heard that I've been carving out time to be in silence, to meditate, you know, not being on my phone all the time, not trying to be doing something all the time, busy all the time. I've really been trying to create space. So what I've been talking about is how I have seen sort of things kind of manifest in my life as I've become more of an explorer in my own life. And as I've been doing these meditations, the prosperity meditation, the Kundalini yoga, and my own little meditation where I just listened to like a really nice YouTube video. If anybody's interested, just let me know. I'll post it in the comments. And I had an experience where, where about not even 2 weeks ago, so just 2 weeks ago yesterday, for those of you who don't know, I've been doing a contract job. And that contract job is stable. It's pretty mundane. It's kind of, you're just kind of looking at the same stuff over and over again, but it's flexible, it pays well, and I've been doing that for about 7 or 8 months. And just about 2 weeks ago, I started to feel that I was getting bored. And I didn't want to let myself feel that because I didn't want to shut myself off from having this job, right? Because I didn't know what else I would be doing at the time if I didn't have this job to help sort of have some inflow of money. And so I started thinking about that, and then I kind of let it go because I didn't want to go there, right? And then that night I got a phone call excuse me, from a colleague of mine, a former colleague of mine, saying that the law firm that she's at doing immigration work just got like a huge family of like 21 asylum cases. An asylum is for people who have been tortured or mistreated in their own country, and then they're coming to the United States to seek asylum, or they're in the United States already and they're seeking this protection, saying that they can't go back to their own country because of what they've endured. It's this huge family, like 21 plus people who are engaged in this process. And she was like, we need help, are you interested? And I was like, wow, that was pretty instant. Like, just that morning I was thinking about how I was bored, and then seriously out of nowhere, I didn't apply. I didn't even put any interest out there that I was looking for anything related to immigration. And the fascinating thing about all of that is, because we're these energetic beings, it's like the moment that we actually put out that vibration, that energetic vibration, and then we actually create the space for what wants to come in, you start to see those changes. So I've noticed that as I've become an explorer in my own life, because I didn't understand that before. I thought that I had to pound the pavement. I thought that I had to go out there and apply to 150 jobs. I thought that I had to do all of that, and I just kept myself so busy that I like clogged up the flow of stuff coming in. And I wouldn't believe it. Like, I've heard these stories before, and I've always been like, oh, that's great. That's great that it worked out for them, but it's never going to happen that way for me. And people kept telling me, just create more space, like, allow for things to come to you, be open to receiving. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are these people even talking about? And slowly it has started to sink in that if I can trust that everything that happens is for my greatest and highest good, and that if it doesn't work out the way that I planned, it's because something better is coming. If I can trust in that, then sure, if I had to stay at my contract job for another month or 2 months or 3 months or another year, it would have been fine, because that would have been serving my ultimate goal and purpose at that point in my life. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit to today, which was my first day back in immigration, something that I could not have foreseen doing, to be honest with you. 6 months ago, or about a year ago, I left immigration law specifically to go into the business, my coaching, and do that full time and all that kind of stuff. And today I had a really interesting experience, because I could have very easily taken everything that I have been through in my various immigration positions in the past, with different employers, with different clients, all of that stuff. I could have carried it into all of this, and I could have painted myself a really bleak picture. This is going to suck. This is going to be super high stress. This person's going to this, that person's going to that. But instead, I decided to use this as like an opportunity to test myself in a way, to see how much I've grown, to see how I can use all of the techniques and all of the experiences that I've had that have made me more present, more aware, more receptive, more grounded, and see how I can handle a situation that is inherently chaotic, that is inherently complex, that is inherently dramatic, that is inherently like literally life or death for some people. Like, when I first got there, like, I could really feel all of the energy. It's almost like even like the files were like breathing energy, because there's so much drama, so much life, so much history, so much story, so much challenge, and all that stuff in every single one of these files, right? Everybody's story is there. And even just like right outside the office that I sit in, it's like I could see little feet like scurrying around. And then in my office, I was like trying to be calm, trying to, just kind of do what I do and focus. And it really felt like a then, the way things used to be, the scurrying around, the just doing everything just to get it done. And then the now, we can focus, we're going to get it done. If I need to take a break, I take a break. And it was so curious. It was so interesting. And I took this perspective of being an explorer in my own life and just asking little questions like, how does this make me feel? And why am I feeling so jittery that everybody's like walking around like, chickens with their head cut off out, just outside the door? And, what am I feeling when I read these people's files? I mean, this family of like 20, there's like 50 some odd people by the time you tally everybody up. And this one mother lost like 3 or 4 of her sons were murdered. And then some of her grandchildren were killed. And I mean, just on and on and on, right? And this is like humanity, right? So just being able to then center myself and really be the advocate and really be sort of the voice of reason in a way. And I kept coming back to just wanting to be really grounded and really calm about the situation so that I could be of absolute service to these people and not get so caught up in the details. And again, I was like, that is so cool. Like, if we all could think about life in that way and not always getting caught up in every single detail and being worried about everything that was going to happen and or not happen, or when it happens, or if it never happens. And it just was a really interesting experiment. And it's also going to be, a little bit of exploration of my stamina, because it's been a different experience. My brain hasn't worked this way in a little bit. So I thought that was super curious. And I wanted to share this with you guys because lately my theme, as I'm getting ready to launch the second round of Operation Change Career, is how can we become explorers in our own life? And we're starting a 3-day little mini challenge tomorrow where I'm going to give you guys 3 prompts, so 1 a day. They're going to be really concise. They're not going to be, 6 days worth of journaling. It's really just to get you guys thinking about how you guys can become explorers in your own life and thinking about an area where you really want to focus, and then you're going to have some guidance in each one of the days. And all of this is really inviting you to just ask yourself these questions when you're exploring something for yourself. Ask yourself what it's like to be an observer of your own life and see what you can learn, what wisdom you can bring to your own experience to make it better, to elevate yourself to that next level, because that's what you're meant to do, is get better and better every day to grow into exactly who you're meant to be. And the more that you can examine these opportunities and these experiences, the more that your inner game, your inner work, you're just going to up it and up it and up it. And then the exterior is just going to look completely different. So that's my little spiel. And if you guys have had an opportunity where you've been an explorer in your own life, then share with us. I'd love to hear sort of what kind of ahas and awareness and clarity moments you had. And I want to personally invite you all to just in the Facebook group, bring a friend if you think somebody could really benefit from being in this group in general, and then for this challenge specifically. So 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you'll get a little prompt each day to think about, help you think about how you can be an explorer in your own life. And I may have a surprise or two up my sleeve as well. So I really am so grateful to you guys for being here, and I hope you have a beautiful evening, and I will definitely be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.